Welcome to The Patty Show. My name is Patty Setiatti, and in this podcast, we'll explore the crossing point of the three P's: passion, pleasure, and positivity, and how they can lead you to your own personal paradise. We'll chat with inspiring guests, share practical tips, and dive into stories that will empower you to live your best life. Let's get the Patty Party started. Welcome back to The Patty Show, everybody. Woo! Oh, studio audience, very on beat and musical.
Yep.
I do have a special guest today, but we're going to get onto that eventually. I'm Patty, y'all, of The Patty Show. And today we're going to start this new series of seasonless Patty Show. Woo! Yeah, thank you very much, studio. You're going to get a bonus after this, I'll tell you that.
Thank you.
So, we're not going to have any seasons. We're just going to do all the episodes like we've been doing. But we're going to keep a lot of seasoning because, my guest has a lot of seasoning. And before we get to him, I'm really excited for him, by the way, if you all couldn't tell. Thank you again to my brother Leo for the past episode, man. My Run Club buddy, he's software engineer, fellow storyteller as well, and music man. He's killing it over there. Proud of you. Keep doing your thing. And yeah, man, so grateful for you. If y'all haven't watched the episode, check it out. It's a really fun one. Super inspiring, talking about his passion. So today, my special guest, studio audience is doing amazing right here. Joining me is an award-winning media composer, a passionate storyteller, okay, music maestro, whatever language. I think it's Spanish, but I think hola mami, you know where to find me. I'm still single. He made sure my noises as Priyadi were perfect and eloquent. You guys got to watch that rhythmic exercise with Priyadi, please. It's a little traumatizing, but a lot of fun. Give it up for my Indonesian brother, Owen. Woo!
Thank you so much.
Arigato, my brother. Arigato. Thanks for coming to the Patty Show, my man.
Thanks for inviting.
Of course, it's been a long time coming.
Yep.
Could you give a little self-intro to everyone? A little background, quick backstory, and then your passions, and of course, how we met.
So, hey everyone. My name is Owen Nathaniel, and I'm a media composer. My little motto is music maker, sound explorer, storyteller.
Ooh, I love that. You're gonna check his website, bro. That's so fun. I don't know how you thought of those three, man. Like ChatGPT?
No. This is free ChatGPT.
Free ChatGPT.
I think I came out with that like 2020.
Okay, what?
So it's been.
That's nice. So how did you think of that? Three. What was it again? It's a
music maker.
Music maker.
Sound explorer.
Sound explorer.
Storyteller.
Storyteller.
So it started off actually in Indonesian language. So Prajut Nada, which is like, if you translate it to English, it's more like melody meter. It doesn't have the same.
It doesn't have the same.
Yeah. Penjelajah suara, which is like sound voyager, but it's like It doesn't have the same
ring to it. Yeah.
And then penutur cerita, which is storyteller. So yeah, that's just a little bit about me. I deal a lot with music, with audio in general, but one of my passions is also storytelling. So that's what I'm doing here in LA.
Wow, that's amazing, man. That's amazing. And you said Indonesia, right? Born and raised
in Jakarta.
Man, walk me through that life a little bit. I know you said Jakarta, right? Capital, if y'all didn't know. The capital is moving though soon. So shout out to Indonesia. Where is it moving to again? Fun fact.
Kalimantan. I forgot.
I think the east part of Kalimantan. Yeah. So shout out to them, y'all. Y'all gonna have new problems.
Oh yeah.
You know how this government. But so you were in Jakarta for most of your life, doing a lot of projects, or?
Yeah. So started out, loving music. So my parents, of course, enrolled me to like music lessons and all of that. But, growing up from a non-artistic family, what they know about music is constantly being on stage, performing, but I am like not having any of that.
He has an aura. He doesn't want to show too much of it.
I really enjoy, taking, the pieces, the piano pieces that I'm learning at that time, changing some notes, making it myself. And then I got into like composing and music production. But, those, I used Sibelius before, which is like a notation software, like those music notes thing.
Yeah.
I used to play that as a game when I was like 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah, you're a prodigy, bro.
No, but my parents were thinking that I'm actually doing that like as if I'm playing a game.
Oh,
Not as if I am actually
playing
doing
like Mario
something.
or something.
Yeah.
Like Super Smash Bros.
They thought it was a music game. And then when I got into like music production, they also have the same thoughts.
Wow. Okay.
So growing up, you know, it's a little tough for me to find myself. Not until I finally have a mentor and have people that I trust.
That's awesome.
You know, kind of guide me through the whole process.
Wow.
So that's childhood for me.
Wow, that's crazy. And you're a Christian household?
Yes.
Shout out to Christian households.
Let's go.
We love y'all. Not all the time, but oh man, it must have been tough, man.
Yeah.
Oh goodness, I know that. And then with the church, a lot of it has to do with like music too. So I guess that also kind of makes sense. It kind of intersects the whole career and life trajectory. So we're grateful that you were also growing up the church because it had some exposure to all that kind of stuff, man. For school though, did you study music then?
Yes, I studied music in college.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I went to Berkeley College of Music in Boston. So. Shout out to Berkeley.
Shout out to Berkeley, man.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Wow, that's awesome. I know a lot of. Are there some other Indos that went to Berkeley too? I'm pretty sure. Okay, who? I forget who.
Stella, actually.
Oh, Stella!
Yeah,
she's gonna be on the next episode, y'all. You better stop playing. Wow, that's. Did y'all meet there or?
We met in LA because I think Stella graduated like before I came, or when I came, and then suddenly COVID happened.
Oh yes.
So we don't, you know, it was a whole thing.
It was a whole crazy time. COVID is that was crazy. And you went to college during COVID, right?
So I started in fall 2019.
Okay. Oh, so in between. Oh man, that was
so 1 semester and a half, and then
that is crazy. Well, you persevered, man, and then you moved to LA. When did you move to LA, by the way?
2022.
2022. Okay, and then thinking of staying long term. What are we thinking? New York plans? I know a lot of people thinking New York now.
I think I like it here, so I want to try staying here.
Okay.
For now.
We don't know. We never know because this guy has a lot of projects, and this is my flower section of the patio.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna tell him to add the sound effects. But bro, this guy, he does it all. Every time I tell him what he's doing, he got different projects coming up. His website has 50 million different projects. And for our film together, goodness gracious, man. That music, bro, authentic and super fun. So y'all got to really check it out. The score, the everything. I don't know all the terminology for music. I don't know. It was good in my ear. And when I was dancing to it all, let's just say it was extra booty shaking. So shout out to you for extra booty shaking, Owen.
Shout out to Krishna too, my co-composers.
Yes, shout out everybody. Shout out to everybody. You know,
everyone's amazing in that film. Cannot wait to do more of this.
I know that was man. Shout out to Cinema Inclusion, everybody. Oh my god, that was a fun time. And shout out to this tea. Not sponsored yet, but what does this talk to me about this tea? What are we working with here?
This is a cold brew.
Okay,
it's a black tea.
Okay, black tea
from Chiang Mai Arbor, China.
Chiang Mai Arbor, China is sponsoring the patty show. Cheers! There we go. We're gonna call it the Pat Tea one day. Oh, refreshing. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it out here. That's a perfect transition to our first talking point of the day. Okay. You know, we got some tea here. Gives a lot of good, chemicals and all that good stuff. So we're going to talk about the science of positivity today. All right. So how does positivity impact mental and physical well-being in your life?
Impacts it a lot. You know, I grew up as that one overly positive kid, actually.
Oh, okay.
Like, if you were my friend when I'm around 10 to probably around 16 years old, I was that kid that always smiles, basically. And it does help, you know, giving a really positive outlook to it. It soon backfired, though, but we'll get to that.
Oh, we'll get to that eventually. Yeah.
We'll get to that later, but, you know, just trying to smile, trying to always have a good time with people when I'm myself too, really does help, you know, put us in a really great mindset to begin with. So, you know, that's kind of how I think about happiness. You know, when you smile, it instantly gives you just a little bit more edge into creating a positive environment, both for people around you and also yourself.
Wow, I love it. I think the power of a smile is a really good thing because it's hard to feel sad when you're smiling. To be honest,
Mhm.
you're like it looks kind of scary if you like when you do the smile and then the sad is like we're the Joker out here,
Yep.
But like it's like those little little things. Obviously, some days are better than others or like worse than others. That's just how life is. Sometimes you have no job, or sometimes you have your family visiting for 3 weeks and you're busy all the time, and you stay positive. I'm just saying that because you had your family visit for 3 weeks. You said something like that.
My mom and my sister.
Yes,
Shout out my mom.
Shout out to the family.
Shout out my sister.
Yes, we love the family, but it can be a stressful time, because you want your family to have a good time, and you're also working and doing all the projects. Like I said, this guy does it all. How did you maintain that positivity during those 3 weeks, my man?
It's really tough.
You're like, we survived. That's how we got to this episode.
we survived, but I think most of it is just giving 100% in everything that I do. So whenever I'm with my family, just shut the world down. No Slack notifications, no notifications at all on my phone, and just trying being there. And then when I'm working, like they cannot be around. Like they need to really
like sorry,
really sorry. I cannot. I cannot handle this right now. So yeah. So I think that's how having that
the boundaries,
yeah. But also about staying positive. I'm trying to enjoy both of my work, and I'm trying to enjoy being with them, which is easier said than done.
Man,
but it worked.
Yeah,
it worked out. It worked out.
No, I love how you mentioned like the boundaries is a big thing, man. I've realized because being present is probably one of the best superpowers you can ever have. Because we can't ever go back to literally a second ago when we're talking about the tea. We can't go back to. Well, we can go back to the conversation, but it'll be like a loop. That'll be kind of weird. That'll be kind of weird. It's like the Infinity Stone, it's like reverse. But the fact that you this is more flowers again to you, my man. I love the professionalism. Like I was texting, like, man, I gotta get you on the podcast. He's like, Patty, I would love to be on the podcast, but I'm gonna be honest with you. These next 3 weeks are gonna be hell. So I'm gonna tell you, hit me up after April 10th. I was like, bet, thank you, because that made it so much easier for me to plan. Because also I'm doing this solo. So if anyone's looking for an internship, Patty Show Podcast, we're looking unpaid for now. For now, you never know. Maybe get some tea or something. Compensation, free parking.
Free parking.
So we're chilling. There's some dog. Cody's not here, but there will be some dog love and all that. But the fact that, bro, you have the maturity and also because you're also a very fun, easygoing guy, but you have that sternness and the boundary, which is important for that balance. And honestly, I need to work on too, where you're just like, okay, I'm working. Boom, I need to finish this ASAP, so I'm locked in 100%. If I'm with my family, boom, no one can bother me 100%. Because especially with the phone and all our technology, the Apple Watch is one other thing that sucks, bro. It literally always tells me boom, 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 and I'm like, I mean, obviously it helps with emergencies, but sometimes I need to put it on do not disturb to get any work done, because I also get super distracted with everything, and not having the boundary can really, oh my God, it hinders so much progress for everything. And I mean, that's probably why you do 50 different projects every single second.
Trying to.
Do you have any fun projects coming up a little bit that you want to tease? Oh, what's the Instagram, by the way? Before we forget, we're going to sprinkle it in.
Oh, yeah. It's my first name and last name conjoined by one N. So it's Owen Nathaniel, OwenNathanael. And that's for almost all of my socials, I think.
Perfect. I'm pretty sure you can find his website also at owennathaniel.com, right?
Yes, exactly.
I do my research.
I believe you.
You know what I'm saying? Speaking of this project, this is a little tangent, but I was inspired by the tea, man, and I feel like we got to talk a little bit about this fruit tea Sosro jingle.
Oh my God.
That you put up. It's on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. You can find it on his website. So this is how I'll describe it, but then you can fully describe it.
Yes.
Masterpiece, my man. I love that bottle. If you guys don't know what flavors were they? I forgot the flavors, but it's like this fruit juice thing. You get it when you get the jajan from your the what's it in English? I can't think. What's the word, bro? I can't think. It's allowance. I guess
allowance. Yeah.
There we go. I don't know. Some allowance from your parents. 5,000 rupiah or something like that. 10,000. I think it's 2,000 or something.
probably close to 4 now.
Yeah, inflation's crazy. It used to be like 1,000. I think you got for like 500 before.
Yeah,
but super cheap, like dirt cheap. This like big bottle around this size, I would say. Different flavors. They got like like strawberry. You know, the basic. I think they had lychee too.
Yeah, mango.
Yeah, man. Oh, he knows it all. He knows it all. Black currant.
Oh, that was bomb.
That was bomb. But I don't even. To be honest with you, what is black currant? It's just a fruit, like a.
I don't even know.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm glad you. I was like black currant. Like these Indos probably made it up. Like y'all marketing.
Lemon is also another classic one.
Classic one. Okay, well I gotta get that too. But basically, it's this bottle, really delicious. You know, fruit juice, tea vibes, very sweet. The sugar is probably like 1,000 grams
off the charts.
Yeah, off the charts. But in this amazing wholesome video, you have your friends in there, or
yeah, it's my friend who's singing, Celine, and also part of Indonesia Youth Concert Orchestra, which doesn't exist anymore. I know. There was a whole almost lawsuit and allegations going on with this, but I cannot really talk about it. It's done. It's done.
Tea right there.
But yeah,
that's a lot. That's good tea, literally, literally physically. Oh my goodness! But so it was, yeah, because they had people playing violin. I saw the whole thing. Y'all gotta check it out. It's really cool. And then singer over here. I always forget you can sing, bro. I always forget, you know, because he does a lot of the composing, everything behind. You do it all behind the scenes, but the singing, man, he had the vocals back in. When did you record that? 2017, 16?
16 or 17.
Goddamn, bro. So you were, how old are you? 15?
Yeah, 15, 16-ish.
Youngin', bro. He's starting young. He's doing a lot of these projects, man. But now you're in a whole new world.
Yep.
Speaking of whole new world, y'all know that song by Aladdin, you know?
Oh my God.
Y'all gotta watch this one too, man. I'm gonna have to put all the clips. I told you I did my research. He also puts it all online, owennathaniel.com. You can find everything. And if you want to find stuff about the Patty Show, pattysetiati.com/podcast, pattyshow.podbean.com, and of course, at Patty Show Podcast, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Tinder, Hinge. That's just my personal. Where you at, girl? A whole new world. I need to find my girl. Okay, I need to find my Jasmine. But that one too was, bro. Where did you record that video?
It was so this studio-ish thing was my bedroom. It was my bedroom. Yeah.
Even the background.
No. The one with the microphone.
Wait.
The one that we're singing
to
a microphone.
Oh, okay. I thought because there's a part where they're outside. I'm like, yeah, you gotta be back.
That was near. I forgot. It's Stadion Gelora Bung Karno. It's like a stadium.
Oh yeah.
Thing. And they just like install that lights thing. So
bro,
we ended up setting a camera there, a Bluetooth speaker, and we lip sync. And because it took us like, I don't know, 4 or 5 takes, by the end we drew an audience, which is something.
Okay. And when did that one come out again?
2016, 17, maybe even 18. I don't know at this point.
Wow, man. That's respect to you, man. That like you started creating early, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's a young. Another shout out. How old are you now, my man?
Oh, 23.
See, youngin', and he's still grinding. And I told you, 23 projects coming out tomorrow already. So like this guy's hustling. You inspire, man. I love it. It was great seeing it too, because I was watching through a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit more later, eventually. Oh, but that one was really good, bro. Because bro, you're singing that. Damn, I was like, yo, you should have pulled it out for our movie, the Priyati Karaoke Edition.
Priyati the Musical.
Priyati the Musical, Part 2. Cedric, stop playing. Hurry up and write it, bro. Like, hurry up. Part 2. We wish we were at the festival, by the way, man. Everyone was saying great things about, like, the music, everything. Shout out to everyone that I met at Nifty, man. So talented over there. I went to this networking thing, bro, in the early morning, and like everyone was basically like filmmakers, all that stuff, and I didn't know any of the terminology over there. I was actor, podcast host. I do the other stuff, more of the front stuff, but met some of the nicest people there, and bro, filmmakers and people that are creative and storytellers. That's why I love LA, man. Shout out LA, man. There's a lot of fake people out there. That's the T. But the real people out there, oh man. Tight, bro. So it's nice having like the cinema inclusion peeps out there. We're gonna get one big episode with them one day. That'll be so fun. A little round table. Round table with all the what do you guys call it? The inclusites?
I don't know.
Cinemites? We'll find a nickname.
Yeah.
We'll find a
We'll find. We'll find it.
we'll find a nickname.
Eventually, 2 to
Eventually.
3 business days.
Yeah, for real, for real. How did you meet everyone in Cinnamon Inclusion, by the way?
So me and Cedric were apparently childhood friends.
Apparently,
we don't remember each other, but our parents did.
So like, we're talking like how old? Like 5 years old, maybe?
Yeah, probably 4 or 5.
Oh my god! But for like just a quick gap of time, and then just separate or something, like
yeah, for a really quick, timeline, and then we separated, and then I started dating Cedric's cousin.
Interesting.
I know. And then we got reunited again. Like my ex just like, hey, I have this cousin who's like a filmmaker. Would like to connect you both.
Wow.
And it was interesting. So
that
I know, man. It's
shout out to exes out there. You never know who you're gonna meet. hey, man, it works, man.
It worked.
I learned a little Spanish because one of my exes. Shout out to you. You know who you are, girl. Stop playing. Appreciation. One day I'll have you on the podcast. It'll be a funny episode, But that's the beauty of life. You never know who you're gonna meet.
True.
Because how we met was also pretty funny. How did we meet, by the way, my man? What's your side of the story? Please.
So we are working in this film, SKJ, on which Patty was definitely casted as Priyati Abadi.
Definitely.
And that's how we kind of met. And I think the first time we met is during like the dance practices. One of those.
At y'all place, right? When you guys were saying?
It's either that or in KJRI.
Which one was first?
Embassy. I think it's remember. The embassy.
One or the other. I just remember that because I remember that day there was like a lot of tea and coffee too. Shout out to the tea and coffee, my man Owen. You should be a barista at this one. Make your own. Maybe that's the next venture. Oh, that's the next venture. I told you, man. We're gonna call it musical coffee. Makes people sing.
You know what's funny that you say this? I used to have a small coffee business. I literally have an Instagram, and it just has 3 posts, and it just says coming soon. Well, never opened.
Oh, okay.
Never materialized. But I start making orders just for friends that I met, so they order, and then I make some coffee for them. But the real business side of things never really materialized. But
who knows? Maybe the next couple. You're still young, man. You never know. Maybe when you feel like I'm trying to switch things up in life, you meet someone else, someone new that can hook you up with some coffee business or something. Because he loves it all, man. All the notes, the little accents of all this stuff. What got you into the whole like coffee world, tea world, all that stuff?
I just love beverages because I'm just bad at cooking before. So, and I have a few minor accidents regarding cooking, fire, and hot things.
Okay.
So I was like, what, let's try making drinks. So I'm just basically, like probably 14, 15. And like started just making different types of juices almost every week, at my house.
Yeah.
And then I started, wanting to do like this avocado thing with coffee.
Avocado with coffee.
So like avocado juice with some condensed milk and coffee. Then I start getting into the rabbit hole on how to make coffee. So that's kind of that
was the gateway to it.
That's the gateway. And then I started, kind of dialing in the coffee aspect of it.
Oh, interesting. So now we forgot about the avocado now. No more.
I haven't.
Too expensive.
I haven't made any of that.
Too expensive now. Avocado with those tariffs, y'all. Stop playing. We get political in the back. But not today. Not today. Don't get canceled. No, but it's funny the whole avocado and the condensed milk thing. If you're not Indonesian, y'all would think we're crazy because every time I tell my friends, they're like, "What in the world are you doing?"
Yo, that thing is
bomb, bro. Like, woo, man. When they have a little of that chocolate service, man, we gotta get that Indo trip going, man.
Yeah, we should.
Hopefully, Priyati can go to Indo. That'll be a fun little tour. No, teaser. But man, it's just so good, man. Because avocado is like, it's one of those things where it's kind of like almost like a blank canvas, like how it tastes. It can be very neutral. obviously most people do like the savory, when they make like guacamole and all the other stuff, what is it? Avocado toast.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it a little sweet, y'all. Condensed milk, maybe a little chocolate syrup.
Yeah.
Do your thing. When you made the juices, did you have like a juicer or did you just blender?
Just a blender, nothing too fancy.
Not the fancy, yeah.
No.
Not LA yet, where we had all the crazy, how crazy those juicers are, bro.
It can get quite pricey.
I know, yeah. How do you survive the LA lifestyle though, as an artist? And what other jobs do you do, by the way?
So I'm a programmer at Triumph Audio.
My fault.
So if you follow me, you've probably seen like my cue breakdowns and like my videos about Triumph Audio. That's because I actually program some sounds there, make some cool sounds for them. So basically, it's a sample library company. Mm-hmm. If you're not like a musician or know a lot about music, think about sample library is like an asset library for videos, like those video libraries, like stock footage.
Oh, okay, got you.
Think about it that way for an editor to use and create a story, a narrative, or just a cool background without actually going out and shooting it yourself.
That makes a lot of more time.
Yes, sound library is more like we have the palettes of sound for composers to use in their music. Because whenever I hit a note in my MIDI controller, those are just triggering samples. Those are just triggering sounds.
That's fascinating.
So we have to have someone record it, clean it up, program it, and all of it, do some cool stuff to it. So that's what kind of my work at Triumph Audio is.
Oh, okay. That's how you pay the bills, y'all. That's how you pay the bills.
One of them.
One of the ways. He's a hustler.
Yeah.
He does it all. He does it all.
Yeah.
That's so fascinating, bro, because all the music stuff, man, people don't realize how complex it can be. Very, very complex, man. If you could break it down in the most simplest way possible, how would you break it down? Like you making, for example, the music for like SKJ and all that stuff. Like how did you go through that whole process? Walk me through it a little bit.
Okay. This is actually a really interesting film to score because again, we treat it more like a musical, meaning that the music actually comes as a pre-production. Because usually when you're scoring, it becomes like post-production, right?
Mm-hmm. You get the storyline and everything, and then you add the music.
Yeah, after the fact. So it's a lot of listening. It's a lot of referencing towards like, the old, Sanam videos, like exercise videos. A lot of brainstorming with Krishna and also a lot of sound designing, meaning like we're trying to get the sound as close to the original feel and tone as possible. Because one of the interesting aspects about that soundtrack, it has to sound bad. Ish.
Which is hard for this man because he's super talented. Everything he does is gold, okay?
Yeah, but when you're being trained to make things sound as realistic as possible, as real, as emotional as possible, it can get quite tricky because you're actually unlearning a lot of stuff. Actually, a really fun fact, one time I was delivering the music, and then we did the review and everything, and it got confirmed. So I would go right ahead and mix it better. And then when I delivered the final version, Cedric's like, this doesn't sound right.
Wow.
So actually, I need to redo all the... undo all the stuff and make it sound worse.
Wow. That's so fascinating, man. So since you've done a lot of stuff, like composing, all that stuff, how do you unlearn that though? Because I mean, with any type of art form, unlearning certain things, it must feel so weird, right? Especially in the beginning, you're like, oh my God, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
How do you like, I guess, be okay with that, if that makes sense?
That's actually a really nice question. I think a lot of it is just putting your ego away.
Oh, okay.
I think, that's mostly it. Because sometimes you're surfing the art for the sake of art itself. And, you cannot really serve your ego. And even though your ego says, no, I don't want to be known for this. But sometimes you have to know what your priorities are. And then suddenly it kind of take over.
Ooh, okay.
And it's like, it's really natural because I'm not even thinking about it. At first I was like,
You're like, ugh. How am I gonna submit this? Oh God.
And then suddenly it becomes easier, and it's like, oh yeah, this feels right. Because I think a lot of times, especially when you're formally trained as an artist in every single art form, not just music. It could be acting, could be
like painting,
sculpture.
Absolutely, yep.
We tend to hyper focus on details, but not really the big picture. So a lot of it is that too, like trying to see it, from as wide as a perspective as possible, in order for me to not focus on like, oh, but this is 2 dB too hot, for example. Mostly that.
That's awesome. I mean, it's also because like the idea of like rules are meant to be broken.
True.
Sometimes it's obviously harder, it depends because like sometimes some people break all the rules. And then not everyone's a Picasso out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you break all the rules, like, so you kind of have to know a pitch and all that stuff. But I think of it like, bro, with theater, a lot of the acting stuff, there's like just some certain unspoken rules. Like whenever you're performing, you kind of have to always face the audience. But there's like sometimes you got to break the rules, because if your character is doing stage combat and fighting, how am I gonna fight? Like if you're right next to me, I'm not gonna fight like this. Come on now, come on now, look how ridiculous that is. I love theater, but sometimes it's a little too ridiculous. I did a lot of like outdoor theater and Shakespeare stuff, so I've seen that was fun. A lot of sword fighting. Shout out to that. I might have to get back into it. That was fun, but it's so tiring, man. Holding those heavy swords, like the broadsword. Oh my God, they're not even props at this point. I think they're like legit weapons. They're like 15, bro, heavy, man. Like the blades are like super thick. It's like I also used to do fencing in high school. Random fact.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So the fencing, like legit blades that we used were lighter than the prop ones. So I don't know what they did, and I was like 17 at the time doing outdoor theater. I don't know who let me do that, but we love you. Shout out Connecticut Free Shakespeare. You're the best. Deadline Productions. But yeah, breaking the rules, man. That's part of life, man. Finding that balance, and you are, professionally trained with all that stuff. So I respect that you, like you said, you killed the ego. And I think that's an important thing, especially being in our industry, in our location right now, especially LA. There's so many egos out there. Like, that's why another shout out to you, bro, and everybody out there, especially Cinema Inclusion, everybody. Y'all, the most humblest people ever. You guys are so talented. I'm saying from the bottom of my heart, not just because I worked with y'all and like you guys are my friends, like legitimately, you guys are so talented, but you also work super hard, and you guys are still super goofy, super fun, not sombong, not what's that in English? Sombong,
arrogant.
Arrogance. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like whenever I text you, even though we haven't seen each other for a while, you're like, hey, what's up? What's up? Like, it's hard to find that like in this industry, unfortunately, but I'm grateful I found you guys, and man,
same goes to you, man.
Arigato, man. I'm grateful for you, man. It's all about that positivity, y'all. See, and all the tea. Positivity. Woohoo. Stop playing with the bars right here. Continue on positivity. I know we always like to jump around. Right there. So we were talking a little bit about the tea right here, right? So what neurotransmitters drive positive thinking and drinking, my man? Any see, there he goes. There's all the tea stuff.
Well, I'm not a doctor.
Oh, as you said, I'm not a doctor.
So take this with a grain of knowledge. What I know is I need to start my day in a really positive way. And I try doing it with the lowest risk possible.
Okay.
Because when you achieve something, your body have like a great response to it. And I try to doing it like first thing in the morning. So when the alarm goes off, don't hit snooze. Tidying up the bed is one thing that I'm pretty sure everyone can do with a very low chance of injuring yourself or not being able,
unless you have a bunk bed. Yeah, maybe that. That's kind of hard.
But accomplishing one thing successfully already puts you in a much better position.
Yeah.
So for me, a lot of how I start my day is through routine.
Okay.
Actually, this is another one. You might have the same experience, like, when you have the alarm clock at the same time every day, your body just tends to wake up at the same time.
Absolutely, yeah.
But what happened to me is, for example, I stay up until 4 a.m. And then my alarm rings at like 7 and I hit the snooze button. The very next day, my body clock is gone. I don't know if you experience that.
Interesting. Honestly, bro, I'm glad that you mentioned that, actually. I've been testing this theory out because I was listening to this podcast, Diary of a CEO. I don't know if you've
No
heard.
idea.
He's this like young CEO, Steve Bartlett. He has a lot of guests. I'm sure you've seen him. He's this, I think he's half African, half British, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, with curly hair. He has like so many guests, like from all over. But he had this sleep scientist lady on there, and she was talking about how like all the different like sciencey stuff about sleep and everything, importance of sleep, all that stuff. But she mentioned how not the nighttime routine is important, but waking up at a similar time is probably the most important.
Yes.
Because she mentioned how you can't force yourself to sleep, but you can force yourself to stay awake.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So whenever, like, let's say, well, I wake up at like 4:15, bro, personal training. That's why I texted y'all so early this morning. Yeah. I wake up super early. So I'm already used to it at that point. But like, let's say I wake up 4:15 Monday through Friday, right? What I've been doing now, Saturday and Sunday, even though it's the weekend, usually I sleep in, right? I've been testing waking up at like 5:30, like just an hour gap, maybe 6 sometimes. And then I've noticed, bro, Monday, the transition to get back at 4:15 is so much easier because it's not a big gap. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like, let's say I do 4:15 every day, Monday through Friday, and then I sleep in until 8 and 9, oh man, you know that 4:15, I'm not waking up that Monday.
Yeah.
And that's what you mentioned. Like the clock is just like, whoa, what are you doing, buddy?
Yeah. And that's why I was talking about this routine, because like whenever I miss that alarm and hit snooze, it will be a snooze festival for like the next 7 hours, practically speaking. And by that time, I'm already like putting myself at the disadvantage because like I'm waking up late. That means like I'm not doing the things that I'm supposed to do. And I'm basically rejecting the alarm. So I'm basically like putting myself in the place of negativity.
Oh, yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with snoozing an alarm.
Of course. It
happens. But, it's not a great way to start my day. And I'm really holistic about, starting my day.
Yeah.
Going out to the kitchen, make coffee.
Oh, okay. That's a little thing right there.
Yeah. And that's, I basically like look forward for the coffee because it's, it's a ritual. I love all the smells. I love all the just tactile sensation.
It gives him the dopamine. Let's see, you hear that? Yeah. Science. I'm not a doctor, but I like how you say I'm not a doctor.
But here's the thing. For whatever reason, if my beans ran out or if I'm being careless and, spill some coffee,
yeah.
Coffee beans and I have to clean up. Whenever there is like a disruption towards that routine, it can mess my whole day up. Like seriously make my whole day that, even though I have zero things to complain about other than that one little inconvenience. And I'm still trying to work
absolutely
better. But acknowledging it is already one step.
Absolutely.
That you can take to, not make this happen again. But yeah, that's how important to have that sort of routine that you can easily achieve first and foremost, and like try doing it every day. Because if you do it every day, and you have a lot of like, let's just say 5 items, that's already 5 success in your life, 5 positive things in your life for the first maybe 30 minutes of your day. And that's already setting yourself up to success.
Absolutely.
So that's how I'm love to start my day.
Wow, that's awesome. And he's inspiring right here. That's how you get all the stacking. And once you stack it, it's easier to compound it into the next. Like the next hour, you're like, I'm already thinking more positive. Because like, oh, I'm having a good day. Got my little coffee.
Yeah.
Got my little tea. All that little stuff. The coffee though, where do you get that from? Is that also China or?
No. So I have a few roasters that I love. So. The one that I just got my beans, my parents, shout out parents. It's from 188 Coffee. It's from Jakarta, Indonesia.
Okay.
And then my other favorite one, when I want to have a little bit more exotic experience, would be Say Coffee from Brooklyn.
Oh, interesting.
My staple, if I have no money but still want pretty good coffee, that would be the Happy Mug, I think from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
But I'm starting to, go around LA finding roasters here and there. And, just because I still have a bunch of coffee beans right now.
Yeah.
But once I'm starting to run out, I want to buy local more.
Okay.
You know.
It'll make it easier too, honestly, with the shipping and everything. Shipping anything is terrible, man. Packages, oh my god. And shout out to UPS and FedEx when they throw your packages all over. Amazon is cool. I know it's hard work, but damn, like, come on, my box is messed up, bro. Like, but man, that's great. How do you like? Can you let me ask you this? Can you like taste the difference of a different coffee, like low quality and high quality coffee?
Yeah. It's actually really easy, believe it or not.
Okay, like how would you like walk me through that a little bit? I'm curious because for me personally, bro, I can't tell the difference between Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks or like a good quality one. To be honest with you,
first of all, I think it's because you're not A/B testing it, meaning you have two coffee, like literally in front of you.
Okay,
for you to like compare and contrast, because there's a lot of things that can happen throughout the day that kind of clutters
the taste buds. Okay.
Sparkling water, y'all.
Oh,
sparkling water really helps you keep those taste buds clean.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
So, if you are either wine tasting or like drinking coffee,
oh my god,
and you want to have like a great A/B test, drink one coffee, either wash it out with water or like sparkling water, and then do another coffee.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's a little extreme. It's a more like an enthusiast thing. I'm not saying that everyone should have a sparkling water.
That's the passion right there. Like, I love it.
But like
a bubbler at home.
Yeah, there are a lot of things, because you're usually not just drinking coffee, you're also eating something. And that can also affect your coffee drinking experience. Have you gotten dairy 5 minutes before drinking that coffee?
That's true.
That can really alter the experience.
See, I never thought about it. You're right, actually. And also even just like mentally too, like during the day, like if you had a Dunkin' Donuts coffee in the morning when you were having a great day, and then midday when you found out you got fired and you get some coffee from a really nice like place or whatever, it's going to affect it too, because everything, taste is one of the senses, y'all. And everything just like kind of coexist together kind of thing. That's the sparkling water though, bro. I'm going to test that out actually.
Yeah, but mostly the difference between low quality coffee and high quality coffee is usually lower quality coffee is roasted dark so that it kind of conceals the quote unquote bad flavors and it's neutral in the cup. Like you're just drinking like coffee taste.
Okay.
But high quality coffee usually have really transparent like flavor notes.
Oh, okay.
Meaning like you can feel the acidity, the sweetness,
really,
the mouthfeel and everything. But yeah, that's the sort of thing that I look forward.
I love that
every day.
I love that.
So that's how I start my morning.
I love that, man. Do you like Kopi Luwak, man?
Oh,
here we go. If y'all don't know what that is, basically it's a
siffit. Yeah, it's a siffit. They feed the beans, and then they digest it, and then little poops, and then they clean the poop with the coffee bean still intact.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you know this, but coffee is actually a cherry. It looks like a cherry. Oh, so correction, the civet didn't like eat the beans. They eat the cherry whole because it's basically a fruit.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And then, they poop the bean. Then they clean it and they roast it. I think it's just overrated. I think it's a taste on its own, but it's not something to... It's just a unique coffee experience. Doesn't mean that it's better or worse. The thing what makes me don't like Coffee Luwak so much is it's just so high of a price.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
For just a different experience.
Yeah.
So I don't really like it in that way. And also like if the industry booms and like there will be a lot of civets being force feed the cherries, and I don't think it's good.
Yes, the same way. They're just eating all these little squirrel looking things, just eating all those beans.
Yeah. So I don't really encourage it. If you have cafe that serve it, like ethically sourced and everything, you can give it a try. Your wallet might cry a little, but other than it's nothing to really write home about. It's not like this enlightening experience that people are actually raving.
So y'all heard it here, y'all. The Luwak coffee, overrated. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like those products, bro. Like whatever it is, those drinks are like fancy cotton candy or something. You know, I forget where I saw it. I think in Anaheim they had this like boba thing with a cloud. They call it like something cloud, magical cloud, something. Extra $10 for that little piece of fucking cotton candy. I'm like, it's just that you pay for the experience, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of things. So that's honestly what that coffee is. I mean, I'm sure there's might be some different nodes or whatever, but what's your favorite coffee right now, though? Actually, I'm curious now.
Ooh, so right now I actually really like the geishas, the Panama geishas. I mean, that's always like the top tier.
Okay.
Coffee. I got one package from Say with the Panama geisha, and that thing is just party for your taste buds.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
it's just
what's in a little sweetness there? Little.
It's really funky. It's the way I say it is like it changes character in every step.
Oh my god.
In every step of your drinking experience, like when it first hit your tongue, and then when you're aerated. So when you drink coffee, you have to slurp it. Same with wine, same with any other like drinks. You kind of have to slurp it. There's just that, I don't know, kind of minty in a sense.
Oh wow!
I know it's a really interesting. And then when you swallow it, the lingering aftertaste is one of the most calming experiences I've had. So that's my favorite for now. But the funny thing is, I cannot really drink it every day.
Why is that?
Because it's too much of the good thing.
Like
it's just like first day I was like impressed. Second day I was like, wow, I can do this every day.
It got addicting.
Third day I was like, whoa, okay, that's too much,
Like I might have been a crack addict now.
Yeah.
Addiction, a coffee addiction is a real thing.
Yes, it is.
It is a real thing. So if you need a hotline, the number is coffee addiction. That's just part of living a fulfilling life, positive life with all the habits. We kind of talked about your little routine and habits, but let's talk a little bit more about that, man. For this next talking point, man, cultivating positive habits. What other daily practices boost your positivity? I know you mentioned all that coffee, doing the bed. Anything else midday maybe, or like winding down?
Okay, so actually let's just go like
let's do it.
From
let's do it. Walking through, yeah.
So tidying up bed, making coffee, and usually I stretch.
Okay,
just a little bit. When the coffee takes like 5 minutes,
so you look good.
Just a little stretch.
That's also a good tip, actually. Like kind of multitasking in a way. Like if you're waiting for something to upload, for example. I know my laptop takes forever. Sometimes I'm waiting for stuff to upload for my self-tapes or podcast. Do a little stretching or just pacing around, walking, or posting something online. Finding ways to like overlap some time when you can for like stuff like that. That's good.
Yeah. So basically that part of the morning routine, and then obviously like take a shower and all of that, work out a little bit, So, and then after that is after I done every single one of that is when I can go to work, like either from home or going somewhere else.
Yeah.
But that whole routine has to be done undisturbed. No checking emails, no notifications, not even, glancing over your phone, just checking. I mean, when I wake up, I just make sure nothing urgent.
Yeah, of course,
is happening.
Because life is crazy. You never know.
Life is crazy, but if
we had an earthquake today too. I don't know.
Did you?
Yeah, man. The office, it was like shaking over there because I'm in like near Playa Vista.
Yeah.
So I was surprised I felt it because it was pretty far out. And then like at the office, shout out Meta over there, the great office over there. It was just shaking, bro. All the wires, like a good. I was like, what in the world? Like for at least 10 seconds.
I did not feel anything.
Real? Where were you at?
Mid-city.
Nothing at all.
But okay, I'm like a 2-story building, So.
Oh yeah, but I was on the 3rd floor.
3rd floor?
Yeah, and I felt it. So I don't know.
Is it a tall building though?
Yeah, it goes to 6 floors. Yeah.
Okay, probably because they're like more mass.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So,
it was crazy, but I was like, what? But apparently, it was like in San Diego that got hit like 5.2. So I hope everyone's safe out there. That was insane. I was like, what in the world is happening? Crazy. And then the alert probably came on your phone too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a crazy time, y'all. Crazy time. So stay safe out there.
Interesting time.
Yeah. But back to the routine. Yes, back to the routine.
All right, then. Yeah. After that, I'm just going through my emails and make actionable items.
Oh, okay.
Like literally the most little things, like replying to an email or like update someone on this progress. to like something as crazy as like I need to finish this script right now, like getting like notes and stuff like that, spotting notes. And so like it's yeah, I basically like try keeping it like task focused. And what I love about my life right now, because I'm doing so many things that are little related but can be so different, is whenever I have a project and I feel stuck in that project, let's say it's composing, I can just close and then move on to editing videos, for example, because I think it uses a different part of your brain.
Fascinating.
So like,
I like that.
I hate downtime. I genuinely hate downtime. And you know, once you're like in that flow zone, you know, like you just want to go.
It's addicting, bro. It's addicting.
Yeah, you just want to go again and again and again. You know, I try to keep that kind of up there and not, you know, slow down.
Yeah.
So whenever I feel stuck, the first thing I do is open up the other programs or other projects while still trying to eke out as much like work in that one thing that I'm doing. And then once it fully opens, then I'm going to close it and then go straight to the other program. Because I found that closing the program and then loading it again, it will like make your state, you know, your energy state from here, it drop down. And then when it ramps up like in 3 business days. You know? So
it takes some time to recharge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating, man. Wow. And so for you to wind down, for example, I know you said you like to stay flowing, and that's why he does a lot of projects, like I said. When do you sleep? Like, or how do you fall asleep? You know what I'm saying? Like,
melatonin is my best friend. But yeah, actually being physically tired helps.
That's a good tip.
Because, you know, whenever I feel like I cannot sleep, the things that I will do is probably plank. You know.
Like just play like straight up on the elbows or the hands right there?
Like on the elbows, literally on the bed.
Shout out to that exercise, y'all.
I'm just like, I just need to be tired, and I'm like, you know.
I love this. I love that's good, man. I've never heard anyone say that, man.
You know, so like it kind of also conditions your brain, like, okay, so do you want this plank suffering or do you want to sleep?
Yeah, it's like pick one. Come on, our brain is like,
yeah, that's what. You know,
I might have to try that out actually. Instead of melatonin, just plank with Patty, everybody. That's it. That's a good unique outside.
Yeah,
it's unique. I don't know if everyone should try it. Maybe
I don't. Again, I'm not a doctor.
No, we're not doctors. You know, let me know if that works. That's so funny, man. Oh my god. But when you I was just circling back to the task and everything. When you write down what's important, do you have it like physically, like do you write it down or do you put it on your phone? Like what's the whole process like?
I have it on my Google Task.
Okay.
Because I can write it on my phone. It will sync up to whenever I'm using any Google product, it can appear on like the sidebar.
Okay.
Basically, like whether it's like Google Sheets, Google Docs, Keep Notes, not YouTube, not Google Maps, but like those Google like productivity focus. It has like its own bar, and like, you know, it's kind of like, because it's now a checklist. The more specific you put it, the more gratification you
absolutely
got back,
that's
because
true.
It's like, you know, literally just like, oh, I need to shave right now. Putting shave on it and like coming back after the shave and just like, ching, you know, it's so satisfying. And it keeps me going, you know, because it becomes like goal based.
It's kind of like a video game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? See, there you go. See, look, video. That's what we do out here. We don't play Smash Bros anymore. We play life.
Yep.
The game of life. And the game of life, you know, is full of ups and full of downs, man. So we're going to talk a little bit about negativity because that's part of the life, you know, that we live. Our final talking point of today, overcoming negativity, okay? Now, what strategies, Owen, do you use to combat negative self-talk?
All right. So this is a really interesting point because I told you that I was like that kid who always smiles. Sometimes I think a lot of people don't realize how much fake positivity that they kind of like inherent. You know, once you're being way too positive, you just, you know, you don't feel like you have agency in your own mind, in your own body. You're just trying to fake it till you make it kind of mentality. I think most of those negative thoughts is something that's like, how do I say it? Like, it's there, but you don't know it's there. And sometimes it can be from FOMO, because sometimes you're being positive and you're kind of expecting something to get from the positivity that you bring to other people. And that leads to, the imposter syndrome and all of that. I feel like negativity is something that we have to actually face. It is not something that we have to conceal or like, let's combat this with positive things, positive energy.
Yeah.
But like, you're not healing the wounds by just, plastering it with even more
like bandages and all that stuff. Yeah.
Band-Aid, you have to keep it, you have to have nutrition. You have to make sure your body is able to recover whatever wound you have. And yeah, I feel like that wound analogy is really good, because like, if you're just putting band-aids, sometimes it can even like slow down.
Yeah, of course,
the
absolutely.
recovery.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, being true, self-reflection is really important. Me time is really important for you to, not just reflect, but be open and be vulnerable to whatever negative things that is happening in your life, and how not to get to that point again. The other thing is like, and I do this a lot with my music, especially on dramatic things. Whenever there is like a really, for example, happy moment, I try to kind of give just a tinge of darkness before that.
Oh, interesting.
Before that moment, so that it feels like you're earning that moment, And I feel like this duality, the contrast is what you feel. So when you internalize like what is actually wrong, what the negative thoughts are, and know it, when you finally overcome it, it will be much more like, how do I say it, like satisfying. Because you having this contrast, and that depth is really important, because if you're just focusing on the good stuff, you don't know what metric to have that comparison with. So that's how it's so funny, like, how do you overcome negativity? It's actually by internalizing negativity. Of course, it has to be great way in internalizing negativity, but I think it's not internalizing, but understanding, and trying to get out of that endless spiral.
And then facing it. I love the analogy you said with like the wound and everything. He's not a doctor, but he was just talking. I know, bro. Shout out to the Asian parents. They're gonna make us go to
medical school.
Soon.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I love you, mom and dad, everybody, all that stuff. But yeah, man, that's such a great analogy, because like, especially with the negativity, if you don't face it firsthand and you just put a Band-Aid on, obviously, it'll stop the bleeding for a little bit. But hey, man, if it's strong enough, that wound's gonna come back. And then if you don't like fully face it, it's just gonna keep pestering you the whole time. So facing that negativity when you have, it's also hard too, because sometimes you just don't have the capacity. So there's a time when you need to put the Band-Aid for now, and a lot of stuff happens in life, so maybe you have to deal with it next week. But I recommend, if you have as much capacity as you can, and also having a support group of people or people that care about you, talking it through it with them, helping you out with the healing process or whatever that is, it helps a lot, because, we're not in this world alone, you know.
Ask for help.
Of course,
Ask for help.
In the Bible, Adam and Eve, you know how it is. Hallelujah, everybody. It's the church kids, everybody out here. He was bringing the church out of me, all the organs and stuff. But man, I love those tips, man. Thanks for that analogy. And man, the whole vulnerability too, I think, is a really important thing. When you moved you went to school in the U.S., right? In college, right? Was that the first time? How did you, handle that transition then, my man? Because I'm sure that must have been a tough one.
Oh,
talk me through that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually going back to, me trying to be that cheerful. That's how I tried combating it at first, and that just led me to like more homesick and the feeling of not belonging somewhere that
all the
impulse
bandages,
her.
everything.
Yeah, so that's how I kind of like get out of it, and then before I can even recover, before I can even like feel like, oh, this is something that I want to do, COVID happened, and that kind of kind of shakes.
They're like, you want bandages?
Again.
We got masks for you.
Yeah.
We'll mask it up for you.
Yeah, but during COVID, that's when I start to rethink a lot, and start to think about, okay, so who am I really? Like, not just for myself, not just for the sake of my art, but also like, who am I for my friends? How can I be in service of? And like starting to find my strengths and weaknesses and like work towards that instead of just like plastering everything with smiles, even though I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like so much more belonging.
Oh, okay.
So that's probably how I kind of, when I say like I want to overcome negativity by facing it, I mostly learn it from that phase of my life.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that, man. I know it must have been tough.
it's
because especially a big school like that, man, a lot of pressure to be there.
Yeah.
Moving to the country, you haven't visited the U.S. before that, or just like here and there?
One time.
Yeah. So you're still like brand new to the whole culture, and then American culture is interesting.
It's a lot.
We're still learning out here. It's tough. It's tough out here. I can't even lie to you, my man. Man, I appreciate you for sharing all the different knowledge and everything, man. Anything you want to give out to the viewers and a quick little, recap or final, little tips and advice for the young artists out there or young people out there or even older people. You never know when they're starting their journey. Any type of advice out there for people?
So follow me. No, I'm just
we'll get to
yeah, find your people. Like that's really important, especially when you're just moving to a new place. If it doesn't feel right, it's probably not right. Your gut is really strong. And sometimes you have to really trust it. And like, rather than, wasting your energy trying to make it work, rather, like dedicate that energy elsewhere and like find other things to do, find more positivity and positive reinforcement for your life. Find mentors.
Oh, okay.
That's really important.
Shout out to your mentors out there. Who you got for the mentors?
Oh, a lot. One of it is actually the one regarding the corruption thing. The one that I was like talking about the lawsuit. But, but let's.
That's for part 2 of the fantasy.
But yeah, I mean, like, find friends that does great things, and when you feel like you have the capacity, mentor others. Start offering your service, whether it's just going through a Zoom meeting for an hour or something. Like, you will learn so much about yourself and how you relate to the world by giving back. So that's actually something that I'm doing on the side.
I know. So, shout out to, what is it called? Supercharge?
No.
What's that one?
So no, I do like personal mentoring.
Oh, personal mentoring. Okay.
Yeah, and last year I actually had a great friend of mine, brother, I became like a mentee, and he's becoming like my intern. So like that's also a really great learning experience for me. Because like now you're on the other side of the coin, So yeah, mentor others, because you never know what you're going to learn from it. And I'm not saying that, you need to have 2 Emmys, 5 Oscars to mentor. Literally, if you already graduated, you move somewhere for a year, you're already amazing and valuable resource for people who are in their final year of school, for example.
Wow, that's beautiful, man. I appreciate you for sharing, man. Thanks again for coming. I appreciate arigato, all that good stuff. Where can we find you again, my brother?
So I'm most active on Instagram. So at my first name, my last name, conjoined by a single N, OwenAthanael, Owen Nathaniel. So, and that's, if you type in my name on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music,
on Google.
on Google.
OwenNathaniel.com, you can find
and everything.
A Whole New World, all that. Please listen to it all. Any future projects coming up that you can tease out there that you're working on that don't have any NDAs? I don't want to get in trouble, please. Okay.
A few films.
Okay.
And I had an orchestration that I did for an Indonesian artist. The song is already out.
Okay.
But I'm going to make like a breakdown on how I'm making those orchestrations. That's more like a tutorial kind of thing.
Yeah, he does a lot of the breakdown stuff. You guys got to check out the YouTube and everything. Amazing stuff, by the way. I've been watching a lot of that stuff, man. Like I said, doing a lot of my research. Now I'm going to become a compatty poser. Maybe not. That's too much work, man. I don't know how y'all do it. Like I said, I've met all these filmmakers, all those people. I'm like, respect to y'all. It's honestly like a science and a math also. Like people don't realize. It is. Yeah, literally, man. All the engineering. I'm like, whoa, people just think, oh, I'm making music. I'm making movies. La-di-da-di-da. But it's hard out there, y'all. So shout out to everyone, all the creatives out there. Keep pouring to others, keep putting all the tea, all the positivity when you can. And don't, just put the Band-Aids, face the negativity, all that good stuff, This is the Patty Show Podcast. You can find us at Patty Show Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. PattySetziati.com/podcast, pattyshow.podbean.com. Let's subscribe on the YouTube channel. Let's get it going, And we're going to end with a little arigato on the same time, bro. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Arigato.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of The Patty Show. I hope you had as much fun as I did exploring the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity. If you want to keep the Patty Party going, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all social platforms at Patty Show Podcast. Share this episode and leave a positive review. PattySetziati.com/podcast, as well as pattyshow.podbean.com, have got more of your Patty Show needs. In the meantime, keep passionately pursuing your personal paradise.